Hello everyone, my name is Anvita Bansal and we are back with another problem based on hash map. So the problem for today is relative sorting. So let's have a look at the problem statement here. So this is the problem that we are going to discuss today. Let me check if you guys can see me. Fine, that is working. Okay. So the question says that you are given two integer arrays A1 and A2 of different sizes n and m. Sort the first array. You have to sort A1 such that all the relative positions of the elements in the first array are same as the elements in second array, and this is how you are returning your output. So let me explain what this problem is trying to say. So do you see the order of elements present in A2? It is followed as A followed by 1 followed by 8 and 3. So if you find the elements which are present in A2 are also present in A1, so they should be returned in the same order as A2. So that means the first elements, no matter how many elements, the first set of elements in A1 should be in the similar order if these elements are present. But now in A1 you can see 2 is not present only once, 2 is occurring or 2 times, 1 is occurring 2 times, 8 is occurring 2 times, and 3 is occurring only once. So that is how you are returning initially in your A1 the elements that are present in A2 in the same order. No matter how many times they are occurring, you just repeat the duplicate the number of elements. So you are returning 2 followed by 1, right, followed by 8. How many times this 8 is coming, that is what you are putting in your final answer, followed by 3. 3 is coming only once in this array, so it is only present once in your A1. Then how many elements are left in A1? 5, 6, 5, 7, 6 and 9. So these are the elements that are left in A1. So how should you return them? You should return them in the sorted order. So this was about this problem. Let's move to the whiteboard and understand it better using this same example. Okay. So let's have a look. Just a second. Okay, fine. So this is your problem. This is your test case. Let's have a look. How can we solve this problem? First of all, let's understand the problem itself, how they are returning this output. So what you're given is, you are given in your array 1, you have these elements. Okay, you want to return same length of array, that is of A1. So what you want to return is, you want to return an array whose length is exactly of A1 and it contains all the elements of A1 only, just that you are sorting them in some certain order, and that is relative sorting that we have used here. What does this mean is that you are given another array A2 which has certain order of elements, here 2, 1, 8, 3. So if these elements are present in A1, then you should return them in the same order and in the same starting position, same starting element. If A2 is starting with 2, then A1 should also be started with this and followed by these elements as many times they are present in your A1. Let's say in your A1 3 was not present, so your array was something like this. So in that case you would have returned, if first you go and check, is 2 present in A1? Yes. Now you first thing is present. First thing what you're going to check is, let's see, wait. Okay, so what you're going to check is, the first check that you're going to put is A2 of I, A2 of whatever index you are iterating over A2, is A2 of I present in A1, Okay, in the entire array of A1. Is it present in A1? First we are going to check this. Second thing is, if it is present in A1, let's say it is present in A1, how many times is that element occurring? Because as many times it will be how many times that element is occurring. So if it is occurring only once, okay, you add in your final output only once. If it is occurring two times, you add this to your output array twice. Okay, then you have to check in the same order. You will iterate over A2 and keep checking for each element if that is present in A1. Is it present in A1? If it is present, how many times it is present? If both the conditions are following, means there's nothing to follow. You just keep a check and then you check how many times. As many times it occurs, you add it to final answer. Okay, which is an array again. Final answer array, output array. Okay, so let's check one by one. Now tell me, can we keep a track of how many times each element is coming in A1? Yes, let's keep a track. And look here, I iterate over A1 and somehow I am keeping a track that each element is occurring some n m whatever number of times. That track I am keeping. So how many times 2 is coming? 2 is coming, let me write the elements. 2 is occurring exactly how many times? 2 times. Okay, then you have 1. How many times is 1 occurring? This is of ARR 1. Okay, let me write it this way. So if you check ARR of 1, A1, all the elements, tell me what all distinct elements you have in A1. You have 2, you have 1. What all elements are there? You have 5. Then I come at this element 5. Then you have 7. This is also distinct. You have 1. I have already checked. It is present. Then you have 9, which is another distinct element. 3. Okay, you keep a track of 3. 6 we haven't put yet into this. And then we have 8. So these are the total distinct elements in A1. Now I am simultaneously putting a track, keeping a track how many times these elements are present. So 2 is coming exactly twice. 1 is coming how many times? 1 is coming 1, 2 twice. 5 is coming once. 7 is coming once. Let me 1 second. Then I have 9 coming exactly once, 3 exactly once or twice. 3 is only once. Okay, 6 is coming how many times? Once. 8 is coming 2 times. So this is how I've kept a track of all the elements present in A1. Now I go and iterate over A2. And ask A2, okay, what all elements you have and what should be the order of these elements in my final output array. Let's say this is my final output array. Okay, so A2 says I have one element 2. So I go and check and ask this, what can this storage be? This track can be easily done with the help of using a hash map. Do you see this thing? Are you able to relate that if I want to keep a track of elements and the frequencies of each element present in A1, I can easily use this hash map, and by making use of this I can also finally give my output array with the required answer. So what I am doing right now is I am going to iterate over each element of A2 and ask A2, okay, by this, first of all, you will tell me what is your order of elements, and I will check if it is present in my hash map. I will add them accordingly. So first element in A2 is going to be 2, right? 2. So you ask your map, is 2 present? Yes, your map says 2 is present. So in your output array, what you will do is, how many times this A2 is present, you iterate over this value. That is, this is key value pair, right? This is K, this is V. So you iterate over this key V number of times and add it to your final output array. So you get 2, okay, and you keep on iterating. Now your next index that you want to check for is in this array would be this. Okay, I don't know how many, what is the length. It should be exactly equal to the length of A1. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 and 11. Okay, now I am at this index and simultaneously I am keeping a track of elements in A2. Now my next element which I want to check is 1. So ideally after 2, 1 should come in the output array. So for that I go and ask my map, do you have 1 present? Yes. it says I have 1 2 number of times, so you have to put in your output array 1 twice. Okay, then the next element in your A2 is 8. I go and ask my hash map, is 8 present with you? Yes, it says I am coming 2 times, so I am putting 8 twice. Also, one thing I would want to do simultaneously is that as and when I am iterating over an element, I remove its entry from the map. 2 done, 1 is done, 8 is done. Now why I'm doing so, you will understand. First, let's see what I'm going to do next element that I want to check in A2, whose order should be followed in your output array. This is your output array, so that is 3. So I ask my map, 3, are you present? 3 says yes, I am present once. You just add me and remove me from the map, so that whenever you see me again in, let's say, your A2 array, I am present again. So you have already asked your A1 if 3 was present, and 3 must have given you some answer as your value as 2, so you must have already added 3 twice. So if I am repeating in A2, you do not need to process me. You getting this point? Why am I simultaneously removing these key value pairs from map? Because once I found it in map, I am adding into my output answer as many times it is occurring. So even if this 3 was present one more time in your A2, I do not need to process that element again and add into my output array, because my output already contains 3 as many times it needs to be, or as many times A1 has the count of 3, that many times I must have already added it into my output answer. That is why I do not need to put it again, right? I hope you have understood this point. Why am I removing from the hash map simultaneously? Okay, coming to the next one. Now 3 was there, it was on present only once, so I have put it in my map. Now what about the remaining elements? Now tell me what all key value pairs are left in your map. 5, 7, 9 and 6. Okay, these are the values that are present in your map. Okay, what you can do is you can iterate over these key value pairs one by one, right? Let's iterate over them and add it into your map by the same way. I check what all key value pairs are there. There is 5. How many times it comes, that many times I'm adding it to my answer. 5 is done. You don't need to remove it now, because now we are done with the iteration over A2. Now we are just filling up this output array with the remaining elements of A1, right? So these are the remaining elements of A1 which are not present in A2, but I have to give them in the output array in the sorted order. So right now I'm just iterating over the key value pairs and adding them as many times they are present. So these are present only once, I have added them. So currently my output array looks something like this. So the initial part of this array is sorted in relatively what we wanted with A2, right? We wanted relative sorting. If we are comparing it with A2, that is what we are getting. 2 followed by 1 followed by 8 followed by 3. But what about the remaining elements? The remaining elements are those elements which were not present in A2 but present in A1, right? And I want them also to be in sorted order. So can I not use this inbuilt arrays.sort function in Java, and I can define at what index I want to start my sort function to operate from? So I will give this whatever output array is, although I am going to make this change in A1 only, output, and then I give this index idx, let's say idx, and the length of this array. So arrays.sort will only sort the elements starting from idx till n-1th index, and this will come out as 5, then this will become 6, this will become 7, this will become 9. So finally your output array will be 2 2 1 1. Compare with this 8 8 3 5 6 7 9. Now how can we do this using code? So let's move to the code, and it's very easy to understand for you now. We are doing major things is that we are using a hash map to keep track of elements in A1 and how many times those elements are occurring. Then we iterate over A2 to check if these elements are present in A1. If they are present, then I am adding them to my output answer as many times they are occurring in A1, right? And the remaining part I am handling using arrays.sort. So how to do it in code, let's understand. Meanwhile, let me check if you guys have any doubt so far. Okay, you can write in the chat if you have any doubts. So let's move to the code here. Hash map integer. Hash map is of type integer that I'm creating. Map new hash map. Okay, this is the hash map that I'm creating. Then I am iterating over all the elements in A1. I is less than what is the length of A1 and I plus plus. Okay, if map dot, usual thing, map dot contains key, you can also use map dot get or default method, that is a shorthand way. Map dot contains key. What do you want? If that element A1 of I, right now in my map I am going to fill the map with all the elements of A1 and the number of times they are occurring. So key will be the distinct elements of A1 and value will be the frequency of those elements in A1. If map dot contains key A1 of I, map dot put that value A1 of I, A1 of I, comma, map what was already present, map dot get A1 of I plus 1 if it is already present. In the else case, map dot put A1 of I, comma 1. Right, now you come out of the loop, check and iterate over your A2. It is less than M and I plus plus. Fine. If map dot contains key what, A2 of I, if that is already present in map, this value is present, then what you want to do, you have to put it into your final array. I'm not taking any extra space. Let me use A1 only. Let's modify A1 only, or shall I use some extra space? Let me think if it is helping me anyway. Let me take an extra space, and an is equals to, but I think it is not needed. Let's modify A1 only. So A1, if it contains A1 of, let's define an index int idx starting from 0, and I will be incrementing the count of idx as and when I am putting the value from my map. So if map dot contains key, first thing, if map contains that value, it must be occurring some x number of times, either 1 or 2, how many times. So you will check how many times it is occurring and add it as many times it is occurring in your final answer. Int starting from j equal to 1, j is less than map dot get, how, that is the frequency, map dot get A2 of I, right? What is the value of this, and then j plus plus, right? What you want, you want A1 of idx is equal to what, A2 of I, that is what you want, and then increment the count of idx, next element. If this is the case, you are finding A2 of I in your map, right? Then you are doing this. Otherwise, once you are done with this, you come out of this for loop. This is, let me check, if for okay, so once you are done with this, you already have your array A1 of I modified in this way that you will have 2 2 1, you will have 2 2 1 1 8 3. Now so far, after this line, so far what you will have is, what you will have your A1 of I in this condition, right? Now what I want is for hash map of integer comma integer some itr belonging to map dot entry set. I'll tell you what it is. Okay, now what you want to do is, you want to add all those key value pairs in your map. So A1 for int j equals to 1, less j is less than itr dot get what? Starting from, then in your a1 of idx, again what you are doing is, let me take one k is equals to, I will again explain what we are doing here. Let me just write it. a1 of idx will be equal to this itr dot get key, right? So one second, itr dot get value, that is what you want to put, right? And then you are doing idx plus plus, and finally after this arrays dot sort, you are giving a1, you're giving k, you're giving n. Let me check. There is some map dot entry set, map dot, what is it, dot get key or value. I think this is the mistake here. Let us check once what it is. Let me check, guys. I think I have a note of what all elements we use. Iterator is iterate dot get value is fine. Also, let me tell you, map dot entry set, we are using a hash map of type integer belonging to, fine. Then what is the issue here? Let us check. There is some mistake here. 221183 is fine. Then 5 6, okay, it is not yet sorted. Let's see. Okay, so let us have a look at what we are doing, and then we will see. Here we are adding all the values of your a1 to your hash map, right? This is fine. Then I am using some index idx 0. This index I will be using to put the elements into my a1 array only. Okay, so this was my a1. I am starting from idx 0. Now what I'm doing is I'm iterating over this a2 array with this, its length is capital M. If map dot contains key a2 of I, if 2 was present in my hash map, then in my a1 starting from idx, I am putting this 2 as many times it is present in my hash map. It is present twice, so I start from 1, then it goes till 2, right? Map dot get a2 of I will be 2, so j starting from 1 ending till 2 times I will be putting this 2 in my a1 of I and then incrementing idx, right? This part is okay, fine. The issue is with this part. Then I am storing some element k in idx, because that is telling me when I have done idx plus plus, my idx at this point in time would be at this position in your a1, right? So I am using this to sort my array. Now for hash map dot entry, this actually I am using a hash map to iterate over the key value pairs present in your map. Okay, one thing I am not doing here is map dot remove, as in when I'm finding this value, I should also be doing what, map dot remove this value, remove what, a2 of I. Now let's check. After I am removing it, I will be left with key value pairs that are present in a1 but not in a2. Okay, Then what I'm doing is, again I'm starting my iteration from 1 till itr dot get value, which is telling me the frequency of that element of that key value pair, what is the value pair, right? J plus plus. So a1 of idx, again idx I am doing itr dot get key, that will give me that element that I want to insert, and then I am doing idx plus plus. Okay, fine. After coming out of the loop, I am sorting it. So what is the error now? Your output is 883 is coming twice, which is not right. 22118. Why? 5679. If map dot contains key a2 of I, then you are adding it into a1 a2 of I, and you remove map dot remove a2 of map dot remove a2 of I. What is the error now? Second element, if it contains, then I am removing it. I don't see an issue here. Let me just check one thing. Entry. This is dot get value j plus plus a1 of idx plus plus. I think there should not be any issue here. Let me just check it now with the a1 of I. a1 of idx is a2 of I. Where is it taking the wrong values from? idx plus plus this is fine. Let's check now. So this is all about this problem for today. So the issue was I did not put an equal sign here, so I gotta check why was this issue coming. So I hope you have understood this problem now. This, if you have not understood, this is about map which you can use in the map. This gives you the key value pairs. So basically what all will be left will be 6 coming one time, 3 coming one time, okay, not 3. All the elements that are not present in a2 will be left in your map. So this is iterating over these key value pairs 5 1 6 1 7 1 9 1, and then I'm adding them to my a1, and k is the index from where the elements that are not present in a2 are coming. Okay, that index from where in a1 I want to put them, I'm sorting it using that index, and that's all. So maximum of time complexity, we are iterating over your a1 for in one pass, that is O(n) of time complexity, then over your another array of m length with O big O of m time complexity, total time complexity will be big O of n plus big O of m plus n, right? And you have, since you have used this hash map to store the values that are present in A1, so On of space complexity and big O of m plus n time complexity. So that is all about this problem. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. Yeah, I think Monty, you found that right. So that's all. Let's wrap it up. So for now, we have covered the problems present in hashing section of this SD sheet. Next up, we will be starting with the problem in matrix. So let's wrap it up then. Thank you everyone. Okay, let me tell you entry set method of Java. See, when I am saying map dot entry set, let's look in this only. Let's say this is your hash map, right? Let me write it properly. This is your hash map 2 1 5 7 9 3 6 8. Okay, and they are occurring how many times? That I'm writing here. 2 is coming twice, 1 is coming twice. This is your hash map. Fine. 7 is 1, 9 1, 3 is 1, 6 is 1, 8 is 2. Now once we have done our iteration of storing them in the hash map, what I am doing is I am storing all the elements that are present in A2, all the elements of A2 in my A1. So situation would be something like this, that my A1 is looking like this as of now. As of when, I will tell you. So after this, once we are done with this part of your code, what we have done is that we have stored all the elements that are present in A2 in your A1 finally. And how many times those elements are coming? So A2 has 2 1 8 3, right? 2 1 8 3. So in the same order, I have already put into my final answer in my A1, right? I am modifying A1 only, so that's what I'm going to put here. So this will be 2, then 2 is coming twice, 2, then you have to insert 1 twice, then you have to insert 8, it is also coming twice, so 8, then you have to insert 3 is coming only once, and you are simultaneously removing from your map. So right now your map doesn't have 2, your map doesn't have 2, your map doesn't have 1, your map doesn't have 8, and it also doesn't have 3. Okay, so let me remove 3. So it has only 6 now. 6 is left, right? So 6, and how many times 6 is coming? 1. So by the end of this iteration, in your map, you have stored this idx in k. What is idx here? Idx is actually this index, the next index which you want to store with in your map. So my k will point to this index. This is idx. So it will be 0 1 2 3 4 5 6. So k is 7 right now. Okay, so I have stored it idx in 7, and I will iterate over this key set. Map this, what I have done is entry set gives you all the key value pairs that are present in your map. So what all key value pairs are present in my map? 5 1, 7 1, 9 1, and 6 1. These are the entry sets, right? So to iterate over the entry set, when I'm iterating over some element in your array, let's say, so I do int x belonging to ARR, which tells me that each element x will be the element of ARR every time I'm doing an iteration. So similarly, I'm creating a hash map which will be iterating over these key value pairs one by one in the iteration. Then what I'm doing is I am saying this ITR is the map that I have used to iterate over this entry set, which will be the key value pair one by one. So once your ITR will be pointing to this key value pair, then I am adding this key. I am trying to fetch what is the frequency of that element by using, whenever you want to get a value, you do map.getValue, map.getKey, map.get something gives you the value. So get value method gives you what is present in the value part of this map. So value part is 1. So ITR will say, okay, I will iterate over this only once and put this value by using get key. I have used A1 of IDX should be stored with ITR.getKey. So ITR dot, let me write it here, ITR dot get key will give me 5 and ITR dot get value will give me 1. So this will be stored in your array. How many times? Get value number of times, that is 1. And you move ahead and your IDX will be at 8 now. This is 7, this is 8. So your IDX is at this position. Then your ITR goes to next key value pair, which is 7 1. Here your ITR dot get key will be 7 and get value will be 1. So it will say what is the frequency, that many times insert this answer, this key into your answer. So it is coming only 1, so I have put 1. IDX moves ahead to 8th index. Now your ITR comes at this key value pair. What is the value? 1. So only once I will put this key, which is 9. Now your ITR is at 6 1. So 6 is also coming only once, and you put it in this index. Right now your IDX is at this position, last index of your array. Now finally what you want is, this is in the right order until k, but from where your k is pointing till the last index of your array, you want them also to be in sorted order. It should ideally be 5 6 7 9. So that is why I am using arrays.sort. Start your sorting from k till the n minus 1th index. This is always exclusive, that's how we write it, and then you are returning A1. So I hope you have understood this now. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. Fine. Thank you so much for these comments. This motivates me to teach better each day. So that was all about today's problem, and let's wrap it up then. Thank you everyone. Bye bye. Okay.